What is good, y'all? SmooveGotGame, man. It's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Pittsburgh Pirates rebuild video. And today we are getting into the wild card round. It's finally back to postseason baseball here, not quite October baseball. Got a couple games here in September that we're going to go ahead and get through first, as we have the wild card round here against the New York Mets. Best of 3 series here, where we're going to try to come out on top and move on forward into the NLDS and see if we can get that World Series ring. So if you guys are ready for the content, ready for the series, leave a like to show love, support, wish us good luck. Subscribe if you're brand new to the family and turn that bell on so you can know when videos are going live for your boy. And here today, what is basically kicking off games 1 and 2 of the series, as we're basically just going to see if we can go past this. So that means if we do make it to a game 3, if somebody steals a game, or if they steal a game from us, or we 1-1 at the end of this, we'll basically have game 3 as an elimination game the next time out. But a quick look at the playoff roster in case you guys forgot. We're going with the lineup here of PCA, Reynolds, Santander, Cortez, Cruz, Alonso, Hayes, Johnson, and then Davis. Then obviously switching up for our lefties and switching Cortez and Alonso there. Has been so good in the season. On the bench, we have Ethan, Lee Oliver, Garrett, Davis, and Patrick. Back up here, 2 rookies on our bench, but 2 rookies that actually played, well, at least one that played phenomenally. The other one's just the best backup catcher we have. And then pitching rotation, we're going with May, Cortez Jr., Jones, and Skeens. As Oviedo will be moved over to the bullpen as a long reliever to match up with Jordan Hicks, alongside other relief arms like Sims, Loaiza, Hernandez, Strom, Jose Leclerc, and then our rookie Alexis Santos. So going with the 4-man rotation here, handling the wildcard round will be Dustin and Nestor for sure, possibly Jared if we end up in a game 3, but we definitely want to try to get this done in 2 and set things up to go ahead and go to the next round. So if you guys are ready for the series to get kicked off, show that support and let me know down below your score predictions. We got 2 games we know for sure here today. What do you guys think is going to happen here? Because this Mets team is actually pretty good. We've faced them before. One thing that I noticed about the Mets, they have a lot of pitchers, and this isn't the time that we play them and just watch them. They have a lot of pitchers that have weird, unorthodox motions, which is something that is really hard to hit against. Actually, here there will be a show. Like when you have a weird motion, it kind of distracts your eye away from the ball a little bit, kind of puts you on a little bit late notice when trying to swing. So we'll see if that affects any of our hitters here today, as we will be at home here in Pittsburgh, PNC Park, to go to get this series against the Mets kicked off. Dustin May, 33 starts this season, went 16-10, a 3.23 ERA with a 1.17 WHIP, which was not too bad. Pretty high strikeout rate at 18%, but definitely performed very, very well, like our ace should. At least our substitute ace, though, as 3 Screwballs got hurt. If you guys remember, we do have Screwball on this team. He's just out for another 50-something days because he had a fractured skull or something like that there in like game 1 of the season. So we haven't had him all year. So Dustin Mays had to come in and be that interim ace. Still pitching out of the 2 spot, but now here in the postseason will definitely for sure be the ace as he gets the first man down swinging. And then Nimbo, who is second in this Mets lineup, chops one on the ground over to our Gold Glover, Brian Hayes, throwing that over to Pete Alonso, showing exactly why he got that Gold Glove for the 3rd time in this series. Francisco Alvarez, who's somebody we're going to have to watch out for, their power hitter at number 3, just bloops this one up shallowly in the center field. And Pearl Armstrong is going to go ahead and take that one in. And Saskatchewan facing our offensive lineup is David Peterson. 13-7, but that ERA is kind of high. That WHIP is kind of high. Strikeout rate is extremely high, though. 215 strikeouts. He actually was able to eclipse the 200 strikeout mark. So I don't think we had a couple guys do. But here today, we got to hope that we don't strike out and that we're able to go ahead and take hold of this, as we're already facing off a lefty here today. Not sure if I like that too much, moving Cortez down in our lineup, Alonso up a little bit. I have not very well with Alonso in this series, at least the past couple years. So I have to hope that that doesn't slow down our offensive firepower here in the game. Is get a blessed with a call there low. Maybe the low part of the zone will be something to watch here as the game goes on, as that's blooped into left field, and it will be gloved in. Catching that one in on the run, as we almost got our speedy leadoff guy on, but unfortunately back-to-back outs here as Reynolds grounds this one over to short. We'll bring up Anthony Santander, hitting from the right side of the plate here, switch hitter. At our 3 spot, had a fantastic season, almost touched 40 home runs again, but that shift working in the favor of the Mets this time. Timed up that sinker well, it's just right at belt high, and he put it right into the dirt. So we go ahead and jump up here to the bottom of the third. This is, I mean, these are full games basically. So I mean, we're going to be watching these games, most of these games, much more than we did in the regular season here. This one's going to be flied out to right field, and that'll be caught on the run. Tamar Johnson, coming out of his sophomore slump, had a pretty good junior season here, third year up at the league. And now just only his second time in the postseason. Last time he was here, he was on the bench. Now he's starting as he lines this one in the left field, and that will get down for a base hit. Nice dive attempt there out in left field. I think that's Nemo out there for them, but he was not able to go ahead and complete that one for him. So now we have Henry Davidson coming up, runner at first base. And we can really use a clutch hit here to go ahead and take an early lead if you don't mind. Line drive going out the right center field gap. It'll get down and go up against the wall with ease. Johnson does have a considerable amount of speed though with that 65. The throw is going to come into the cutoff. Not even going to aim for the plate as we are in there safely. RBI double by Henry Davis, coming in clutch at the bottom part of the lineup after finishing the season cold. Even going so far to drop his average from in the 300s down to 260 by the time the season was over. And Pete showing off some of the strength that he also ended the season with. A lot of games where he started the game off with a home run or had a home run in the game there late in that last September month, showing off a little bit of strength there still. Just barely outside of the foul pole. 1-2, chopped on the ground. Heading right up, shortstop will go ahead and glove this one in and throw over quickly to go ahead and get the speedy Pete going up the first base line. And then Reynolds here with 2 outs, looking to keep this rally going and try to increase the lead just a little bit more here. 12-6, right at the bell. Line right to the center fielder though. Not enough behind that one, and Henry Davis's double will be the only thing that we have to account for here today, as we will have Dustin May here in the top of the 5th. Pretty clean game so far. 4 innings of shutout ball. Facing off against Brett Batty here, who is already 1 for 1 on the day. As May always comes from the windup, even when he's not, as we go to get the strikeout there. Even when he's not having a runner on base, he always does come from the windup. One of the very few starting pitchers in this game that does that. As we get another strikeout there of Jack Swinski, back-to-back strikeouts. And Drew Gilbert right after him with the 1-0, chops this one on the ground to Johnson, who will dive and knock it down. Throw will have to go over quickly, and it won't get there. So they finally get a runner on base here after back-to-back Ks. And Luis Angel Acuna will have a chance here with 2 outs to keep a rally going for the Mets, maybe giving them a little bit of offense here late. May's closing in on 70 pitches for the day as we get the strikeout we need, and that'll end the 5th. Picking up things here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. We're trying to get just a little bit more runs here to try to build this lead up, and Brian Hayes does it again, base hit into the outfield. First pitch he sees is a liner right into right field. And now we get to this bottom part of the order that helped us score last time. So hopefully we can get just a little bit more offense here. The top of the lineup is kind of struggling so far today. But that's going to be a liner caught by the first baseman. Great defense over there at the corner. Not typically known as the hot corner, but it was spicy that time, as this one's going to get over the head of the hot corner. Be blooped a little bit there in the outfield, and Henry Davis gets in base hits to move the runners into scoring position now here with just 1 out. Pete Crow Armstrong with a 2-0 count will line this one into the left field. This time it's going to be gloved in before having to dive. So no dive attempt this time, but it'll keep the runners at bay. David looking pretty strong here today. I mean, pitch count's pretty low, only at 54, now 55. As we get a liner down the third base line, it should be an easy throw over to first, and they got him. Reynolds over there getting thrown out at first base. Had a little shot at some offense, but not enough. As Akil Baddoo here will step up to the plate here in the top half of the 6th. 2024 former Gold Glove winner, and you know, former Tigers legend, trying to go ahead and do something here for the Mets. And that's going to be a high flying ball going towards the foul pole, and it'll hit off of it. Solo home run for Akil Baddoo, his first of the postseason. And that one, it looked like it started to curve and curve and curve, but it stayed just fair enough to be a homer. You know, we just missed one earlier by Pete by 4 feet. And this one probably stayed in by about 4 feet as he ties up the game here for the Mets. Win probability still on our side, though, 52% for us, probably because we're the home team, so we would get to hit last or answer back anything else that they did. So we're going to have to go out here and get the lead still. And they're at the top of the lineup, so this is a great point to do it here. May just giving up a home run, facing the top part of the order. as he is getting tired too. So how much longer do we let him go is the question here. 75, now 76 pitches through 6. And it's going to be a strikeout in the dirt. Davis gets up and throws that one down. And it'll be 2 away. Francisco Alvarez is put away. Now Francisco Lindor right behind him. 0-2. Swings through the slurve upstairs. Still got the strikeout stuff through 6. So, I mean, he's still strong. So we're going to keep letting him finish things out as long as he can go here. Crossing the 90 pitch marker here in the 8th inning. And so far he's looked good, but starting to wither away here now as we get 2 straight balls and then a base hit into the outfield by Drew Gilbert. Might be time to go ahead and replace the starter then here. I mean, the game is still tied, so we still got to put in somebody with a clutch arm. And we have Matt Strom already up and ready to go. Getting a lefty here into the game, trying to switch up the eye level, switch up the viewpoints here. As he was great this season, 3.2 ERA, 1.2 whip. Now we need him to come in here and shut down the bottom and top half of the orders as Luis Angel Acuna. Top flies. I know I called him Acuna. I meant Acuna. I'm asleep. Acuna. I believe that's how I said it. You know, y'all know I'll be messing up the names. Put it down below in the comment section if you really want me to say it right. But what I am going to say right is straight 3 as Akil Baddoo goes down this time around. Not going for any more power here today. And then Brandon Nimmo 1-2 swings through the 4-seamer upstairs. And Strom gets us through that inning gracefully. As we go to the bottom of the 8th here, still looking to make something happen. They have their bullpen in now. It's Phil Bickford having Henry Davis look silly there on that slider way too early. All the way down in the dirt and then pops this 4-seamer up. Back behind the catcher at the plate. They'll go ahead and glove that one in and they'll go ahead and get the first out here. Pete lines his 4-seamer off the edge of the plate, and that's going right to center field. You know there wasn't enough power for that one. That swing didn't even feel or look right. As Reynolds here today, 0 for 3. Make it 0 for 4 as that one's going to be flied out to center field and gloved in well before the warning track. So far, we're going to this 9th inning tie, looking like we might have extras. Francisco Alvarez lines this one up the middle. That's a base hit to lead off the inning. Could have obviously been a lot worse with the power that he has. So we'll take just a simple base hit. With that, we're going to also go to our bullpen yet again, bringing in a second arm. Strom was starting to get a little tired. So Lucas Sims comes in now. Great season as well. 3.8 ERA, 1.3 whip. A considerable amount of innings and one of our best right-handed relievers as he goes in and comes in here to try to shut the door. Gets a pop out immediately on his first pitch thrown. And Francisco Lindor will go sit down. Michael Suzuki up next with an 0-1 count here. And he swings over the top of the 4-seamer. Downstairs, nothing to do with it. So let's try to get him to chase that slurve. He's not biting at it. So we're going to go ahead and back upstairs and get him to pop this 4-seamer up. Davis going back behind the dish yet again, and he will grab this one, moving the ball boy out the way so he don't get knocked in his head. And Brett Baty, 1-1, swings over the top of that slider. We're going to try the same tactic here, come back with that high heat right in on the hands, and he will swing through the 4-seamer as well. No pop out this time, just a clean strikeout. We're going to have to go to the bottom of the 9th, facing Taylor Saucedo. A 7 ERA, a 1.9 whip. My lips are salivating because we got the middle of our order, 3, 4, 5, and 6 ready to do up. That means Santander, Alonso, O'Neal, and Cortez are ready to hopefully end this ball game for us. Any one of these 4 can end it in one swing. As long as they throw in the strike zone, that is. That one was way down by the ankles. Taylor might be feeling a little bit scared here, having to face this. Throws a slider over the plate and got lucky. It was just missed. Good timing, but I guess Santander just didn't get a hold of that one. Alonso will be up right behind him, getting a sinker down low. Timing that one up good as well, but still not able to do anything with it. And instead it looks like a corkscrew in the bottle with that slider, taking him back to the dugout. And it'll be O'Neal Cruz next. 0 for 2 count for him, and he looks just the same way, just opposite side of the plate. And just like that, this game will keep going into extra innings. Now, we're in postseason baseball, so no extra inning worker. You got to do it on your own. As this one will be a chopped over to Pete Alonso, who takes it to the bag himself, making the play happen at first. Drew Gilbert. This is a great part of the order, too. Face off 2, 8, 9, or 7, 8, 9. Sims giving us 2 strong innings of work here. If he can get through it at least. 1-1 to Gilbert. In on the hands. He goes around, but they're going to say it hit him, and he checked the swing. He'll take his walk down to first base, and it'll be Acuna Up next, 0 for 3 on the day. Make it 0 for 4 as he pops this one back to Davis. Maybe I need to keep saying his name wrong because every time I do, he gets an out. Next up, we got a kill bad dude. 3-1 count here. Try not to let him end this on a swing like he did earlier. We just didn't have that one mistake. This game would have been over by now, but because we did, we have a walk there to him. And Lucas Sims up near 25 pitches here, probably getting near the end of his day. This might be the last inning we see him if we can get through. As Nemo flies this one to Santander. Easy play up there and right. We'll take things to the bottom of the 10th. Cortez due up first. We have Cortez, Hayes, and Johnson set to do up here in the bottom half. Still going up against Taylor Saucedo, as that one was left up there near chest level, just barely fouled off. Gets another one in on the hands here. This is going towards right center field, way back at the warning track, and caught just before the wall. Somehow did not leave the yard, and we just barely missed it. Brian Hayes up next after him. He gets a base hit right over to shortstop, who dives and at least knocks it down. But it'll be the same result as if it went out there anyway. Tamar Johnson up next. 1 out. Shoots a line drive straight across. We just need to find a way to get Hayes on home. 0-1. Lines this one up the middle. That'll be gloved in. They go over for 1. Back over to first base for 2. It's a double play. Not what we wanted to see happen. We still have somehow a 52% chance to win this. I'm telling you, it's all because we're the team that's hitting last. That's probably the only reason here, is we get swings and misses from Alvarez. To go ahead and settle down. Sims is closing in near 30 pitches now. We'll have to see how much longer he can go. But I mean, as long as he's still getting these outs, still throwing the ball fantastically, hitting the paint, freezing them, getting the outs that we need, as that one's popped out to Reynolds in left field. Now, this was his 3rd inning of work, though. He's probably for sure done after this. Hard to believe that he would come out for a 4th inning of work here in the postseason. We got so many strong arms in our bullpen. As Suzuki pops this one in foul territory, and that will reach the stands. Nice little souvenir at that point. Another souvenir. This one will not actually make it past the net, though. So I will stay on the field of play, but we do get the strikeout that we need. Take us to the bottom of the 11th inning, and they are going to bring in Sean Reed Foyley, one of their best arms here, trying to keep this game close. 9 holes throughout the season, 3 wins out of his 39 games that he's able to play. But Henry Davis is on a tear this postseason. 2 for 3, a double, single, and RBI. Looking to try to end this game off if he can, as he gets a 4-seamer up by the chest. Puts that one in souvenir territory. Gets another one down the line, and it will be foul. Thought that might have tucked away in the corner too as well. We'll have an 0-2 count here. That ball is going deep towards the pole again, and it's off the pole. We had 1 4 feet miss. They had 1 4 feet stay in, and this time we have 1 4 feet stay in. Henry Davis's first home run of the postseason gives the Pirates the walk-off win. We take game 1 at home, thanks to Henry Davis getting both RBIs in this game. 3 for 4 day, triple away from the cycle, 2 RBIs, a run. This man is definitely game 1 MVP. Called a great game behind the plate too as well. Only gave up 1 earned run to their squad. And I just cannot believe we finally won this one on walk-off fashion. We were seeing the ball roll all day, weren't really getting good connection, and then Davis is the one that just times up the 4-seamer by the chest. You saw him miss a couple just barely in the at-bat. They played with fire just a little too much. Kill Badu, 1 for 4 and a home run for them being their only source of RBIs. 6 hits as a team for them total. And Davis being our only guy getting extra base hits there. Really, all out of our 7 hits, all of them came from the bottom half of the order. O'Neal, the only one in the top half to get a hit. We see offers from Pete, Brian, Anthony, and O'Neal, and Julian. Dustin made those 7 innings, 10 Ks, 5 hits. A great start from him. Really should have deserved the double if we had some more offense. But great job holding the door for Matt and Lucas. Which pushes us into game 2, still at home here at PNC Park. As it is that man Nestor Cortez Jr.'s turn. Putting a lefty on the mound to start things off. And as we look to go ahead and take this series down today, the faster we can get on to the next round, the faster we get on to our next opponent. As this is postseason wildcard matchup game number 2 here on MLB The Show. There he goes, man of the hour, Nestor Cortez Jr. 32 starts this season, 200 innings of work, 3.2 ERA, 1.1 WHIP. Had a fantastic year, having to step up and immediately basically be like our number 2 option here. If y'all remember last year, he was trying to be the ace, didn't really kind of do too well here. This year has been a much more solid guy pitching out of that 3 spot, and now we're looking for him to be that 2 with, as you guys remember, no Tariq school balls. So looking to pick up where we left off yesterday with a great start from Dustin May, holding his team to only 6 hits, 1 earned run. And here today, we need to make sure we put up similar types of stats here. That's going to be a liner down the third base line, but it'll be foul. Austin Slater here leading off for the Mets as he had an 0 for day yesterday. Was not able to get anything going as were much of the team. As Dustin May has had these guys all off bouncing. Now they're seeing things come from a whole different angle here with Nestor Cortez having a much more wild release point here. That's going to be a fly ball out to right field. Santander will glove it in though. Starting up the game already with a pretty long at bat. 10 pitches through. We only got 1 out here as we have another long at bat to Elroy Struder with the even 2-2 count. He will strike 3 at the knees. Looks like the strategy might be different here. Try to get into a high pitch count, maybe trouble. Get him tired early and try to jump on him in 1 inning successfully. I don't know if that'll work though. Dustin May had a pretty high pitch count too as well, and they still weren't able to put nothing together. Now for us, we'll have to go against Kodai Senga, who had a rocky start. I was surprised to see he's their second pitcher here. 7-17 record, 5.52 ERA. The WHIP is pretty low compared to something that we've seen already, but ERA in the 5s. 10 more losses than wins, and this is this guy that you guys are going to send out when you guys are on the verge of elimination. Remember I said they have a lot of guys with really weird pitching motions? Yeah, this one had me tripped up all game. I don't know, I guess it was like the arms and the follow through would like take my eyes away from the ball just momentarily. As you can see here, we are just struggling to get any kind of contact as Pete goes in and swings at the ball in the dirt, getting us our first out here. And then Brian Reynolds working a pretty long at bat. We're getting him into the double digits as well. We're trying to work these at bats because we definitely want to get rid of this motion as soon as possible. 2-2 swings and misses at the 4-seamer upstairs, touching 96 there on the gun, and then sends it there. He's got an even 2-2 count as well. Gets a 4-seamer there at the knees, but the shift works in their favor. I think that probably would have got caught even without the shift though. But great play there by the Mets. We jump here actually to the 4th this time around. Still 0-0. Very low offensively here in the entire series pretty much to this point. It looks like both pitchers came here to play, and they are not playing around from all 4 starting pitchers at least. This is going to be popped up. Davis is going to go back and grab this one in foul territory. 43 pitches. Now make that 44. That's going to be a liner. The ump moves out of the way, and that'll get into the outfield there for a base hit. Getting them a base runner on here already early. Brandon Nimmo now. That 3.6 WAR trying to come into effect here, but that'll just be a pop fly out to left field. Reynolds getting underneath it. He'll go ahead and glove this one in and just lob this one right over the... Well, I thought he was going to lob it to the cutoff. I guess he was trying to get the runner at first, but then decided to lob it. As the next thing we do, I guess almost as if we pissed them off with that lob. It is a lob into the outfield wall as that ball is gone. Francisco Lindor getting his first homer of the postseason. Nestor Cortez. No. One thing I was worried about is they did have more power in the middle of their lineup against lefty. So I was honestly kind of debating, should I just go Jared Jones here just to do another righty? I thought Nestor could handle it here, and we are down 2-0 here early. Just like the only way the Mets have scored have been off home runs. Outside of that, they have not been able to string hits together. So if we can just keep the ball down, keep it on the corners, and keep the ball in the yard, we know our offense can explode at any time, although we've seen very quiet offensive performances from them here recently. This is going to be on the ground at Johnson. Easy play to first. And that gets us out of the 4th as we go ahead and take things to the bottom half of the 5th. O'Neal Cruz kind of set to do up here. Has not had an official at bat yet, walking his first time around. But this time we'll chop one on the ground over the first base, as that'll be gloved in for out number 1. And that fork ball was really working for him. He had that heat coming from the 4-seamer at 96, and the fork ball was just so slow. We would try to wait back on it like we waited back on that cutter. But we see similar results than that. Fly ball out to right field. We were not able to do anything with it. And then Brian Hayes, look at that fork ball just coming in meanly slow. Was not able to touch it, but then come back in with that four-seamer heat. Able to launch that one into the outfield for a base hit. Back to the bottom of the order, doing all the work for us, it looks like, as that's a base hit by Hayes to get on base. And then Johnson, he gets a four-seamer upstairs. This one's going to go back into the corner. It'll bump up against the wall and be tucked away back there, but just hit up a little too hard. We will have two guys in scoring position now, though, with 2 outs. Bringing up last game's MVP, Henry Davis, having the series lone 2 RBIs here for the team and make that the lone 5 RBIs as that ball is gone. Absolutely crushed. 3-run home run out to the bullpen, his second of the postseason, giving him 5 RBIs in the postseason. And that is 448 feet of death. 115 miles per hour on the exit velo. That ball was absolutely obliterated. I don't think you could have hit the ball much faster. Go ahead and give him the sword of destiny. Swing that thing around like you're in One Piece, because you just gave us the one piece of this lead by a 1-run score, and I don't think we're done here. Is this going to be a line drop into the outfield? Yes, we're done. Pete Crow Armstrong goes and ends the inning and rally, but not before giving us the lead that we hand back over to Cortez, which he holds down all the way here to the 7th inning now. Facing off 5, 6, and 7, set to do up only 80 pitches through his day here. As Suzuki, who's 0 for 2 already, will pop this one out to Santander, ranging back where he will go ahead and glove this one in for out number 1. Now that's some, we have the lead here. It's getting late. You see the towels are out, so now we got to start thinking about, okay, what do we do if we do make it past the series? How much rest time are we going to get between the next series? Who's going to start it? Are we going to be able to put Dustin May back out there for game 1? Or are we going to have to go with Jarrett Jones or Paul Skeens? Obviously, Nestor Cortez is probably going to be out of the running for it, having pitched today, and obviously going pretty deep into this one as we are pitch number 91, as that I thought could have been the strikeout that we needed there. Instead, it'll be the walk and bring up Harry Ford here to give them a runner on base. And that's going to be the time run there over there at first. Harry Ford looking to try to bring him around 2-2s. Gets called strike upstairs on the cutter. And before y'all even say we were blessed, this ump has been calling upstairs strikes like crazy. His strike zone has definitely moved up a little bit. The bottom of the zone was, you couldn't buy a strike down there, but the top, it was working for them and us. As you see, Phil Bickford in the game for the Mets here. So he's trying to go ahead and settle us down. We get a walk there from O'Neal. You see he's got a crazy one-up too as well with his arms. We're trying to just watch it and end up watching 2 walks for Brian Hayes to try to extend this lead here. And he's going to line up base into the outfield. That's going to get down and kind of load things up for us here with no outs in the inning. We can really blow this game wide open. Tamar Johnson, first pitch he sees from Phil. It will be a liner right over to second base. Good play there by the shortstop. Not able to rush back and get Pete there at second. But that'll be their first out now. A double play can get them out of this inning with ease. As Davis trying to continue that RBI streak, as this will be RBI number 6 of the postseason. We're going to go ahead and bring the runner on home as he slides underneath the tag. O'Neal cruises in. Coming in and scoring off of his walk. Pete Crow up next. The first pitch he sees, he'll line this one into the gap. That's going to get down for extra bases. That'll score 2 most likely here as that ball going to be corralled in. We're going to go ahead and stop Pete at second base. Throw will come into the plate and not be in time. Alonso and Hayes scoring pretty much easily. And it is now 6-2 as they go ahead and go right back to Tyler Saucedo, who pitched 2 innings and, kind of held us down yesterday. So now we're going to have to go ahead and unhold ourselves as Brian Reynolds' first pitch he sees from him. He'll go ahead and get that down the line. We got too much speed there at second base. That'll be an easy run across. Reynolds getting back to first. Kind of feeling a little frisky there, but we are now up 7-2. So now the only RBIs are not by Henry Davis, but he did go ahead and spark this great lead here for us. And it is now 7-2. Santander trying to keep this lead going. 0-2 gets the beautiful screw curve at the chest. Timed it up well. You see the good timing, the 83 vision, the 81 power. I'll just point that out really quickly because that is atrocious. But it leads to us feeling more confident in Nestor Cortez. And let's see how deep he can go. Can we save the bullpen for the next round and not have to really use any of them? He's on closing in on 100 pitches here with 1 out in the 8th inning. As we go back to the top of the order, and Slater gets a base hit up the middle. Just got a hold of that cutter to go ahead and get it up the middle. We're going to go ahead and take Cortez out, man. 7 1/3 innings of strong work, bro. Nothing to slack at all. We're going to go ahead and bring in the righty, Jonathan Squadda. We've already seen this lineup struggles with righties, so go ahead and bring out one of our best after Lucas Sims. Even though he has actually a better ERA, I think they're 3.62. He has a little bit of a better ERA here. We're going to get that one chopped down to the ground. 2-2 here to Elroy. Watching that sinker in on the hands is Brandon Nimmo on that on-deck circle, waiting to come into this at-bat here as we get him to swing over the slurve downstairs. And Nimmo 0 for 3 on the day, still has yet to even get a hit in the postseason. One here will be very good for his team to keep this rally going as we have another full count here. As Francisco Lindor is on deck waiting, but he will watch the strike on the hands. Nimmo will go sit down with another 0 for 4 day. They're going back to their bullpen to bring in Aaron Bummer, who's got a 4.29 ERA. I don't think you want to put this in right now, as we have a 99% chance to win this game. I mean, there's still 1% chance they can come back. Of course, they have one more time to come up to bat here, but we also have a little bit more time to increase our lead. Cortez, cold in this postseason, as he will be set down on strikes yet again. 0 for 4 here. And then Cruz 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Swings through the sinker in on the hands as he will go sit down. Bringing in Pete Alonso, who also 0 for 2 with a walk here today. Actually gets a line drive base it into the outfield, sparking his postseason hits up a little bit. Finally starting to get into the action. Brian Hayes will be up next. He's 2 for 3 on the day. Can he get a third hit for us here? That's going to be a sinker off the edge. Foul. Chopped on the ground. This will be foul the other way. Relying heavily on that sinker is Aaron. Swings and misses over the slurve downstairs, changing up the speeds on him. And we're going to go back to changing up the speeds for ourselves. Jonathan Squadda facing off 4, 5, and 6 for them. Francisco Lindor had a 2-run home run for them earlier to give them the 2-0 lead early. We have not seen it since. As he tries to get a little 9th inning rally started here. Chopped on the ground to our Gold Glover. Hayes will handle this with ease. Out number 1. Watch that stamina, of course. We're at 19 pitches through here. You know, most relievers kind of tire on that 30, 40 pitch mark. So we'll see and make sure this inning doesn't get too wild. Suzuki lined hit into right field, and that'll just get down just in front of the outstretched glove of Santander. Was not able to make the play. No worries at all, though. We'll get that in quickly. As Drew Gilbert will now come in here. We got long ways to go before they start looking at tying this game up, as that tying run will still be in the dugout. Not even the on-deck circle, not on the hole. He's in the dugout completely for just a little bit longer, as we got a 2-1 count here, trying to get him to swing at the low stuff for a ground ball if possible. 3-1. Gets the call there in the 4-seamer down at the bottom. Let's come back and see if we can get that sinker to go ahead and get to work here. 3-2. Gets the call, strike 3 there down in the zone. Finally getting some calls down there at the bottom. And then Luis Angel is coming up now. 2 outs. He's their last hope. Gets the beautiful call there on the black. 1-1. Chopper down in the dirt. 1-2. Ooh, I thought that could have been it. 2-2 count. Looks like that's going to be the slurve that does it for us, as your Pittsburgh Pirates win their first postseason series of the series. And we're advancing to the NLDS National League Division Series. Here we come. We sweep the Mets here. 2-0. Dustin May, Nestor Cortez Jr. do what it do. A total of only 3 runs allowed in this series, while we scored a total of 10. That is a great postseason victory there for both of our whole squad. Henry Davis, I guess only 4 RBIs. I could have sworn it was 5. I might have been tripping there, but 4 RBIs for him. Pete Armstrong got 2 RBIs for himself. Cortez 7 1/3 innings of work, 6 Ks, 1 walk, 2 earned. Great start for him. 7 hits total as a team yet again here today. Most of that obviously coming from the bottom half, but this time a little bit more spread out. It's only Santander, Cortez, and Cruz were the only ones to go hitless. Reynolds getting his first RBI. Armstrong getting 2. 4 there for Davis to get up to 6. And then Jonathan Squadda finishing that game out for us, an inning and 2/3. Gave up 4 strikeouts, only 1 hit in that 5 innings too as well, or 5 batters he faced. As we go to move forward, and we will face the Atlanta Braves. Only 1 day of rest, and we got to travel all the way to Atlanta from Pittsburgh. So probably not going to see much rest here for the squad, as you can see how the playoff bracket broke down. Boston beat Seattle in a sweep. Baltimore upset Minnesota in 3. The Reds swept the Phillies, and we swept the Mets. So we got to face Atlanta. Reds got to face the Dodgers, and on the other side you got Yankees, Boston, Baltimore, Rangers. That's crazy. There's 3 teams from the AL East moving on. That's insane over there. They got 3 teams from one division moving on. So somebody from the AL East is probably going to that World Series. But this Braves team in lineup that we'll have to face, man, Michael Harris Jr., J.P. Crawford, and this elite middle 3 of Matt Olson, Ronald Acuna Jr., and Ozzie Albies. Hella power all the way throughout this lineup. It's not going to get easy at all. We're going to be very careful pitching to that part. Then Austin Riley, Jared Kliniak, Owen Miller, Sean Murphy. Yeah, we're going to be very, very careful how we pitch 3 through 5. Making sure we don't leave anything over the middle, anything hanging. But their rotation, Spencer Strider, Kirsten and Waldrop, Huskar Yanoa, a rookie, Spencer Schwallenbach. I think I said that right. Only got 6 starts in this regular season. They got him actually pitching here in the postseason, so I can't wait for his game to come up. And then Bryce Elder as well. Pretty good bullpen here. Jojo Romero, Devin Williams there, kind of some of the feature arms. And I'm looking here at the energy. Yeah, Dustin May is not going to be ready for game 1. So we will have to go either Jared Jones or Paul Skeens here for game 1 and possibly game 2. And so I guess it really doesn't matter. They're both going to have to pitch here before Dustin May can come back up. Or I can go Johan Oviedo if I really don't trust one of them. But I'm going to trust my 2 rookies that we've helped develop. And not 2 rookies, but 2 guys that we've helped develop on this team that were here when we got here. And we're going to see what they can do. Now, of course, we'll be going up against their ace and their top 2 best pitchers, but obviously that means that our ace and second best pitcher will go up against their bottom 2. So hopefully, even if we lose these 2, we'll even it right back up and be 2-2. So next time out, you will have games 1 and 2 in Atlanta, where we will try to steal 1 so we can come back home to Pittsburgh with a chance to win the division. So how this will work is games 1 and 2 will be in the video, 3 and 4 will be in the video, and as game 5 is an elimination game, it will be by itself. If it's not, then you'll see games 5 and 6 in the video, and then game 7. So I hope you guys enjoy the series, man. Leave a like, comment, subscribe on your way out. It's me, your boy SGG, aka GM Smooth, aka the King of Games, and we are 1 step closer to achieving this goal, this series' ultimate goal of getting a ring. Catch you guys in the next episode. I'm going for the day. Later.